Kianush Salatini was released from Andarzagah 4 of Evin prison. Kianush Salatini was arrested on 9th of January 2017 by security forces in the football hall of his coaching staff. The installation of propaganda and ideological banners of the IR with photos of Qasem Soleimani and Abu Mahdi Mohandes in Beirut airport have aroused the anger of the Lebanese people and social media users. Ardashir Dadras, president of the Industrial Association, said, according to the Iran-Russia agreement, as long as Iran's gas balance is positive with domestic consumption, we do not have the right to extract Caspian gas resources. Several losers of Azerbaijan Khodro company gathered in front of the judiciary. It should be noted that the company received money from 6,500 people for the delivery of the car but did not deliver a car to them. On September 16th, a client in an addiction treatment camp located in Islam Shahr was beaten by 3 camp managers and died after being taken to a hospital. The first historic meeting was between Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett and Bahraini Crown Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa on the sidelines of the UN Climate Congress. Majid Mahdavi, president of Khorasan Razavi Union of Livestock Breeders, says elimination of governmental price for international currency will cause other pressure on production costs, and therefore the price of red meat may reach 300,000 tumens a kilogram and chicken 100,000 tumens a kilogram. The IDF today unveiled an early warning balloon at the northern border. The balloon can remotely detect incoming threats to Israel, including UAVs of the Islamic Republic. This project is a joint venture between Israel and the United States. Protest rally of the staff of Islamic Azad University due to their non-payment of salaries for September and October, as well as non-payment of salary increases for the year 1400 in Omidyeh branch. The Dean and Vice Chancellor escaped from accountability. Some intelligence sources have stated that in the past 24 hours, several UAVs of the Islamic Republic of Iran have had an unsafe and unprofessional interaction with the USS Essex CV-9 aircraft carrier in the Strait of Hormuz. Arash Sedaqi, a former political prisoner, announced on Twitter the arrest of Sahar Beheshti and Gohar Eshqi, the sister and mother of Sattar Beheshti. At 10:20 p.m. on November 3rd, security agents raided Ms. Beheshti's home and inspected all of Sattar Beheshti's family members. A young man was beaten by municipal officials in Tehran's 17th district just for collecting garbage. The second day of the strike of Qatsaran oil and gas agenda forces. Qatsaran forces are still undecided 1 month after the oil minister's order. The Iraqi Joint Operations Command announced the evacuation of 2,100 shipments of U.S. military equipment from the country. Apparently, the UIR coalition forces will change from an active combat force to an advisory and non-combat role by the end of this year. Instead of cutting fuel cards in the last few days of the cyber attacks to gasoline stations in Iran, people are supposed to get 10 liters of fuel added to their fuel cards. This is equivalent to 15,000 tumans, which means only 5 liters of gasoline. Intense clashes between IR-backed militias and their supporters in the Baghdad Green Zone with security forces. IRI's militants are trying to increase pressure on the Iraqi central government to change the outcome of Iraqi parliamentary elections with violent rallies in Baghdad. One of the entrances to the Green Zone of Baghdad was set on fire while militants affiliated with the IR and its supporters in the wake of violent protests against the result of the Iraqi parliamentary elections and their heavy defeat in this election. Clashes between IR militias and their supporters with security forces following violent protests over the election result of Iraq erupted from around the green area of Baghdad into Qadisiyeh. So far, 2 dead and 30 injured have been reported. The price of domestically produced cars has increased by 2 to 5 million tomans in 24 hours. This increase was more applied to cars that consume less fuel. Dr. Dehkhan Manshadi said that 10% of Iranian women experience breast cancer and need proper nutrition while getting treatment. Consumption of protein and a variety of vitamins, which due to Iran's inflation, good nutrition seems to be impossible to afford for many people. The high unemployment rate of Iranian women. According to the Statistics Center, the unemployment rate for women has reached 31% by the end of the summer. More than 30% of these are heads of households. The official announcement of the mayor and the city council of Fresno in the state of California about naming October 14th as the Shahbanu Farah Pahlavi Day. A compatriot installs posters asking people to be the voice of the prisoner poet Qasem Bahrami. Qasem Bahrami, nicknamed Shaydai Hamedani, was arrested on September 15th, and there is no news about him since then. He attacked the whole IR regime in his poems, and now his life is in danger. Four young civil activist women were shot by Taliban terrorists in Mazar-e-Sharif, Afghanistan. Their bodies were exhumed yesterday from a hole in the center of Mazar-e-Sharif. One of them, Fruzan Safi, was a 30-year-old woman who was a university professor and a civil activist.